Bitcoin space, it was kind of seen as a positive that China banned Bitcoin mining, a year or so ago. Although they still have, a chunk of the hash rate. I've heard you on Spaces say that you thought it was a very big negative for the Bitcoin space. Why don't you get into why you think that that's a big negative?
Yeah, I've had these debates a couple of times. I thought that was a big negative. Look, anytime a part of Bitcoin space gets banned, it's overall bad, right? Because now there'll be less people using it. And the debate on the other side is, well, if Bitcoin is so comfortable because it's so accepted, when are people going to learn that it's adversarial? I don't take that view. But the main reason why I didn't like the China mining ban, and look, we still have like 20% mining taking place in China, so it was never fully banned, is because Bitcoin's decentralization depends on three things. I have a nice triangle diagram for this. The coding of the code, the security of the network of running that code, which is the miners, and ordinary people like you and I who run nodes to validate our own transactions and enforce the rules to make sure that neither the developers nor the miners don't go rogue. So if the miners and the developers both decided to go rogue at the same time, the node operators, all they can do is freeze the system as is. They would not adopt the new code. They would not adopt the newly mined Bitcoin based on new code, and the code kind of gets locked in there. So the nodes are the ultimate gatekeepers. And the more, I don't want to say adversarial, but the more diversified this triangle is, the better. So inside each part of the triangle, so the more smart developers we have, the more mining we have independently, right? So mining itself, it would be great if it was decentralized. Coding itself, great if it's decentralized. Nodes themselves, also decentralized. What does it mean for nodes to be decentralized? Well, a lot of nodes and all around the world. That's decentralization of nodes. What does it mean for coding? Same thing. A lot of smart developers all around the world. And what does it mean for mining? Well, a lot of mining all around the world. But with this China ban, not only did we cut back on mining overall, mining moved over to America. And most of the nodes, most Bitcoin users are actually Americans. It's Americans and Europeans. But the majority of the nodes are in America. The majority of developers are actually American. And now the majority of mining is also in America. And now also the concentration of Bitcoin is in America. If that is not part of Bitcoin's decentralization, Ethereum is in trouble because they're about to make the holding of the token as part of their decentralization model, which I believe is a huge mistake. But that's a whole other topic, which we may or may not get to. But I don't like the concentration in the United States of all three of those things. If the majority of mining, even 70% of mining, was taking place in China, and the node operators were in America, the majority, and the majority of developers were in America, there's very little those miners can do to mess up the network. But now that the mining has moved to the United States might try to regulate all those miners. And now, instead of the United States regulating 20% of the mining network, they have the ability to regulate 60, 70% of the mining network. And I can see that it's crippling Bitcoin more than this fear that China is mining all the Bitcoin. So that was my argument as to why I would have rather had mining in China and node operators in the US, because the countries themselves are adversarial.